go. There we go. Now it should be working. Like check. There we go. What up, Dave? How you doing, my friend? Yeah, well, it's yeah, just was cleaning my glasses, getting everything ready here. Looking at the Nasdaq Futures here, basically flat here. Down what, 25 cents. Right now, a dollar plus. It's basically been flat again. Really seeing on how we traded today, especially this is a pretty enormous candle here. So if we just kind of go into like a smaller time frame here, 30-minute chart here, this thing was a Hello Kitty of a sell-off again. Again, people can call it triple witching, quadruple witching. They can call it market volatility, whatever. It is pretty close to the witching expiration stuff, so I kind of want to put it into that camp and kind of see it maybe play out to that sense. So with that note of if we are playing the card of, hey, this is options expiration time frames, and we're seeing things kind of just sell off because of that's very likely. But the thing at the same time is that we're having the 10-year note still somewhat continues to climb, which is somewhat not really disconcerting because, again, what Jay Powell said yesterday, like I think everyone was watching at 2 p.m. when the numbers came out, and then they're not going to raise rates until 2023. I actually had to check a couple people in Discord if I read that correctly. I'm like, how can they say something like not to raise rates for until 2023? I was like, that's pretty insane here. That's a long time away. That's a extremely long time again, like just this date last year is when we bottomed in the S&P 500. So just an FYI, like this is just in a year, a lot of things can happen, right? Like I want people to be 100% clear on that note of like a lot of things can happen in a year. All right, Orlando, Dave, what's up? What's up, Sophia? Good evening. Tomorrow is another sad day. We'll see. Tomorrow's another day, though. Daniel says, good evening, Ken. Good evening to you, my good friend. Wesley, what's up, dude? How's everyone hanging? I hope everyone still has all 10 of their fingers and 10 of their toes coming out today. Let's just make it completely blunt and obvious here. Like, today was not fun. If you are any kind of bull in the market, have any kind of positions, most likely majority of them were fairly down today. Even if you had a smorgasbord of things, I'm just looking at a couple things that I have. Like NRG bounced. The banks did very well, of course, with again playing into the story of the higher interest rates or the being rate hikes, so forth. Flipping charts, thanks for stopping by, my friend. I am doing pretty well. I hope you're doing well as well. Again, that market was pretty insane in the membrane today, and we're hoping is not a good strategy, but we'll look at some charts here, kind of guide us on potentially what could happen, playing the probabilities again. I think all people kind of know that are somewhat tuned into this channel here a little bit. I don't have that crystal ball yet. I'm still trying to look for that the crystal ball and the fountain of youth, of course. But between those two, I've been pretty busy and trying to figure out what's going on and trying to get a priority on those two items. Let's kind of just jump into some charts. Dave's coming out with XLI, of course. Look, that's a part of the economy. Oops, that has been performing pretty well, of course. What did the industrials make today? An all-time high. All right, XLI, fantastic. I think, Dave, we talked about this on the Sunday live stream a couple times and some other live streams. This trend looks very well. This, again, it has some initial support coming down to the 21 EMA. It did break past that $95 range, which we've talked about. I think I talked about that trade as well. I'm trying to reach that first level 95. Still the trend, if the trend can stay intact, we're really going to be looking for potentially running up to 100 and to 108. It will be the next kind of like that fib level coming in there. And I think PAVE had kind of the very simplest, same kind of chart here again. This one's also making an all-time high. This one is really kind of coming in robust here. This is kind of like the tan stock that if I remember late last year was kind of playing out the same kind of favor here. Initial some support coming in potentially around that $23.80 to around $24. Daniel saying I added BLI. What is BL? I always get that. Is it BLI? Is that the Brinkley Lights? What is this? BLI? Did I spell that right? Yeah. BLI. That's an interesting one. I don't know anything about this one, but that thing, be very careful on this. I don't like to do too crazy much of bottom fishing here because, again, we could see a potential double bounce around $48 to $49, but it looks like even with the earnings, it was kind of still one in a downward trend because, again, this is pretty significantly below the 200 EMA there as well, so be careful on that one. PLTR, of course, yeah, anything that has growth technology capped to it has been was hit pretty hard again. PLTR, again, I think most people know that longer term position in this one, especially on the chart here, we have some support if it does hold in the short term around 23.50, even coming back down to 22.69 to potentially see some support there initially in the short term. But we have not seen that substantial move in PLTR to kind of break back above the 21 EMA and get above that $27 range. Again, $27 is a very significant level, I believe, in PLTR to try to get back above water here and really see that kind of fly off the rails there. Yeah, Discover. Oh, what is that doing? I think I had an alert go off the other day, and it just wow. Tommy, I hope you backed up the truck on this one. That's a beautiful. Again, that's not the smartest thing to do, but I hope you had a nice return and have had somewhat of a diamond hands. But this thing, look, this has not even broken the purple dots, which is again the the propulsion, or aka the oh my gosh, I'm muttering here, I can't think here. The parabolic SAR purple dots are very, very strong with this one. Again, hitting that next Fibonacci level at $61. That is a very, very beautiful looking chart there. It is insane in the membrane. James Ken, my dude, spit some knowledge for us, you smooth brains. So knowledge, I read books. Knowledge, I just think of someone talking about knowledge in his garage with a Lambo in the back. When I hear the word knowledge, yeah, I again, like, this is where I've been saying the title of this video is basically called Chop, 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 and it's not from my favorite little place to get lunch back in my old office, which we called it the Chop Chop, which was down below because it was here, the knife cutting on the cutting board because it was chop, 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 making really good sandwiches. It's just chop, chop. Again, like ever since this correction down here, basically on the end of February, we've just seen a lot of chop coming through. Again, very much just kind of going up, going down, and just very insane. Not really going anywhere. Like we did go down pretty substantially here to the 144 EMA, but we're kind of coming back here slightly again. I want to say, at least for this week, I want to stay above the 89 EMA on the Nasdaq. So that's going to be very, very important for us to see that as well. Verizon has held up. Yeah, Verizon, those dividend stocks are going to hold up pretty well. Can you please do GVO, and what is your thoughts? Thank you for your help. Yeah, thank you for your wonderful manners. GEVO. Did they have earnings already? I think they were supposed to have earnings. Yeah, it looks like I had earnings already. Yeah. Let me look at this here. I forget what section is this company in. That being said, just like a lot of the other like technology growth stocks that we've seen kind of really run up the last like 3 or 4 months, it's been kind of choppy here, but this has held the 89 EMA again, looking for some initial support in the shorter term. Initially, just trying to get back above the 8 to 21 EMA, which would be kind of putting it back above $9. But again, if the overall market, especially the tech heavy and more robust like growth stocks, if the yield on the 10-year note, which everyone's eyeing for some reason, no one looked at it 3 months ago, but then everyone now knows what the 10-year yield is at. Initially trying to stay above 875, $9 would be best. But again, we do have some initial support coming in around the 89 EMA, which we've seen that price move there before, because again, very strong candle bounce here and with volume on that move there. With earnings behind us is always a little fantastic way to get back into, because potentially there could be some random catalyst, but again, earnings is usually what's kind of the unknown baked in kind of potential moves there. They have a lot of short interest, don't they? Interesting. Jason's asking for Google. So Google. So Google, yeah, this one has not been aggressively hit, honestly, here, Jason. I think you can see here on the chart here, we're just coming down to the 34 EMA. The pattern, if we hold here above, honestly, 2,000 and above, I think that could be some initial support for Google, because Google is kind of in the camp of being a reopening play and at the same time having the luxury of being a tech stock. So it's kind of in both camps, and I think more people are putting their money towards the travel side, because again, that's one that you continuously hear about of like, oh, Google owns travel, everyone Google's on travel, it's going to go blah blah blah, they're going to make a lot of money, da 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 da. So interesting stuff. That being said, we do have that initial support around $2,000, but I want to really keep an eye on the 50 SMA, which is this red line here, so around 1970 to see some support if we do see some continuous selling and some more pressure coming in tomorrow, being a Friday as well. Red Rock Capital says thoughts on where Riot will hit at high tomorrow. So Riot's pretty much linked to whatever Bitcoin kind of does, right? The chart, again, this is completely disconnected from the Nasdaq like growth stocks. Again, this is really more of a Bitcoin play. The overall trend is still above the 21 to 34. Things are fairly nicely stacked. Would be very hard for me to buy into this. It looks like it does have earnings coming out, but it has it as a question mark. So I don't know if that means a for sure. That is, it's not. Well, I know it's not for sure because it's not the little red phone icon. But initially speaking, the trend looks pretty good. Again, we could see an initial pullback. It did pull back to the short-term support at the 8 EMA, but it could easily pull back to around 53-ish dollars for that initial level of support, which we saw just 2 days prior. So be very careful on this one. But again, people got those stimulus checks, so people are going to be getting that Bitcoin, I think. Let's see here. Someone's asking for SQ. Yeah, Square as well. Square's been hit more than other ones. But again, this has been bouncing off that 89 EMA a couple times. That sell-off that we saw initially towards the beginning of the month was pretty substantial here, but we did find some level of support here around the 144 EMA, and now seeing it kind of come through here to kind of potentially see that overall trend keep its way up here. Again, that keeping its way up would be that 89 EMA here around the 220, 220-ish range here. That's going to be the 89 EMA on the daily chart. Again, we're going to be grounding all the chart stuff we're really looking at on the daily chart. So if we just kind of scoot on over to the weekly charts, this is a weekly chart for 3 years back. So that initial support going to be coming in around that 218 on the 21 EMA. That kind of lines up with the 89 EMA on the daily chart. So it just depends on what your time horizons are around that. James, what's up, my friend? Hey. Yes, do you have an opinion on Plug? Wow. Okay, that was so. I actually kind of like this. This thing has just been slashed here. This has just been, the bear has danced all over this one, but there's some hope here. There is some hope here. By hope, I mean that 144 EMA. If you want to be a little bit aggressive here, I wouldn't. I would kind of put this in the speculative tree of things. Because again, it is considered the higher growth stocks. Because again, this stock just a year ago was $2, and now it hit a high of 75. So you have to remember, there's going to be a lot of emotions in this trade here. So there's going to be a lot of people who bought at the top, because again, look at these volume bars just at the beginning of the year when that South Korean firm bought into it, $1 billion and things like that. With that note, that's substantial capital here. So we're going to be looking for some initial point. Oh, YouTube is not receiving enough video, maintains smoothest session, user experiencing buffering. What does that mean? We're having a crazy thunderstorm or a windstorm here in Virginia, so that could be affecting the internet just slightly, but I hope everything is solid here. 10 by 10 here. Let me know. Looks like I do see it buffering here. That's a little bit strange. Let's see here. Make sure. Yeah, that could be the wind. We're having a thunderstorm, or a windstorm. Oh shootsies. With Plug, let's just try to go until it does kick me off here. With Plug here, we're looking for that initial support around 35.80-ish. If that doesn't hold, we're going to be coming at 200 EMA here, which is be around 30. But if we do some support and we do see some more buyers and more of a market pull up coming into tomorrow or early next week, I would like to see this back above the 89 EMA, which would be above that $42 range there. Pop, what's up, my friend? You looking for girl? Yeah, this one, I think you might know more than I do on this one. This one, very choppy here. There's not a very particular way I can identify this via the trend here, or any kind of capitulation. Initially speaking, it looks like we have a questionable earnings coming out on the end of the month. Initially speaking, that 200 EMA would be your initial first level of support around $225. So keep a very mindful eye on those levels there. Let's see here. If that does not hold, yeah, that's going to could be coming back down to around $2. Those parabolic SAR dots are coming in there. But that being said, if it does have a substantial move on earnings or whatsoever on some kind of announcement, this can easily run and spike up, because again, you see in its past, it has had plenty of potential very large spikes up if those are news-driven days. Austin says, can you take a look at Penn? Yes, we can take a look at Penn. Yeah, so Penn National Gaming added to SP 500 or sometime next week or whatever. Very large move higher last week into Friday. Coming into this week has been complete opposite here. We're pretty much slamming and kind of cutting through the 50 SMA here. So around 110, 111. If we don't hold there, we can easily see this break below that range to the 106 to potentially even testing the $100 level once again if we do see a lot of sellers coming in the market here. And I'm really being cautious of this one again. It's very choppy. The overall trend has been pretty much skewed to the upside, but that is a pretty significant day of just being down 10% in one day. Pretty insane. TTCF, that's the Tattooed Chef. Tattooed Chef, yeah, this thing had earnings, so again, it went up on earnings, again, not substantially here. We're kind of finding that initial support around $21.43 here. With that noted, we have had issues trying to really break above that 24.60. I think we've talked about Tattoo Chef multiple times on really seeing that it's a great product. I think there's a lot of people buying it, but the stock price is some way disconnected from that. Again, looking at this, so if it does get a move higher, that level around $22.60 to $27 could be a very strong, significant level of resistance, but a level of resistance can be broken if we do get a very strong, highly push move higher to burst through that, to potentially test that all-time high of $28.60 and above. I'm really looking for $33 would be the next very significant level to the upside. Ken, can you please provide some thoughts on Roblox? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do too much on that one, my friend, just because there's not much I can do here, right? There's not much, technically speaking, on the chart here, because again, it's only been trading for like a week and a half, if that, and seeing this really just being really choppy, really coming in today with a very negative number. I know people are like, oh, it's going to be this and this. I'm like, sure, the fundamental story is great for longer term stuff, but as of right now, people are just saying, forget about it, and they're just selling it. They're just throwing it out, like, and just they just don't care on this point. But again, initially speaking, I can't really give too much technical speaking of this. It's really going to be driven on what your fundamental viewpoint is on it. If we do kind of dilute it down to the 30-minute chart to kind of give you some kind of Orlando, some kind of basis here, you can kind of just draw a line through the middle here. So $72 is going to be that level that we could be looking at. I want to highlight this chart over here. So if we do see the study I want to activate here is going to be the volume profile. So the volume profile is going to help us find out when majority of the shares were purchased. So look at that. At 72.96, majority of the shares were purchased in around that range. So looking for that potentially to be a level, again, that could change because again, it's technically speaking, we have not seen much of this stock. So again, technically speaking, it's very difficult to do analysis on it. Sorry, my chat is updated here. I think I'm going to buy some more Girl tomorrow just because you guys got me thinking about their food. I love it. I love it. AMD, got anything on AMD? Yeah, I like the chips, but the chips on the longer term there, my friend. As of right now, it's a very difficult thing to hold any kind of chip manufacturer, in the sense of, unless you're holding like MU has been doing substantially better, but AMD has been pretty much hit very hard here again, falling off nearly 6% today. Very much teetering here at the 200 EMA here, which I don't like to see my favorite stocks, if I'm long them, around this range. So previous live streams I've talked about, I've cut my AMD options, but I'm still holding stock in AMD. So I still believe in the company, but I'm just giving myself a little more time to really play that out. What's my favorite dividend stock? I don't really have too many dividend stocks that I say I love dividend, but I love my Costco. I love my Waste Management. Let's see here. Stimulus checks to Outback. Yeah, let's go to Outback. Where would you add AMD? By the way, streaming buffered a little bit, but all good now. Where would I add AMD? it's very much beat down. Again, you have to be, I don't know what your time horizon is, Jason, so it's all going to be coming down to your time horizon. If you're longer term trading or longer term investing here, you would want to buy it at its low that you're seeing here below 80. I potentially could be a good play if you want to be holding it for a long period of time. But if we continue seeing the market really kind of come off here, we can easily see AMD potentially to the $70. Like I think $73 to $70 could happen again, honestly. But I'm playing the longer term game, so I'm not buying everything I can here at $78. I have some dry powder on the side, which is allocated towards my AMD position. But and if it continues to go lower, I just slowly kind of add into it on levels that I think that could support. APHA, yes, APHA, which again, I just did a video. Was that last night I posted that? APHA, again, this is a marijuana stock. I put it as a speculative trade. Again, that doesn't mean to throw in every single thing, every single penny you have into it to buy. Initially speaking, looking at the chart, looking at the parameters, there's a lot of pent up momentum behind it, which I can think we can hold here. You can kind of see here, I have that level support around 1845. So that 1845 does not hold. Where does that 1845 kind of land? It kind of falls between the 21 to 34 EMA. Really would like to see this back break above $20. So $20 and really see that break out to 25 would be fantastic. Amazon for support. Yeah, Amazon, we talked about this one on the Discord. We're looking for Amazon to kind of hold around the 200 EMA. Guess where that lines? At the $3,000 level. So 3,000 is going to be a very strong level for potential short-term support for Amazon. Hold on, things are going really fast. Sue, good evening. Do you think SLD is going to dump? Did they report already? Oh, they have a report tomorrow, right? So a lot of the marijuana stocks are kind of setting up in the same place. They're kind of slightly above the 21 EMA. Excuse me. They're slightly above the 21 EMA, showing some onward support on the parabolic SAR dots to try to break higher. They're all kind of in a squeeze. They're kind of like in this really chop mode, but they're actually trading above the 34 and the 50 SMA here. Not like a lot of the other stocks that we just looked at. We looked at AMD that's hovering at 200 EMA here and so forth. But yeah, I think I don't know too much about SNDL. I did more of the groundwork for APHA. But yeah, this is definitely could pop off again. It's really going to be tied to, I believe, the longer term trade though. Where would you add Tesla? Again, Jason, that's going to be very much tied to where your stance is again. Hey, Ken, can you give us a technical analysis on the price target for Apple stock? Yeah, sure. Apple stock. Yeah, Apple stock still down today, another 4% here. Initially looking for some support coming in around 120. So 120 has been pretty solid here, Sal, on that level. You kind of see I have it slightly below around 119. If we do break 119, I can think we can easily see that. See, 119 to 120 is going to be the initial level of support here. But you can kind of see that has been pretty much across the board. With Apple here from the top that we saw to the overall low, we are down. Oh shoot, I wish Thinkorswim would update that thing. When I do this thing, this should automatically move the pull. We're about 20% from the top, so that's pretty substantial for a very large company like Apple, of course, the largest company in the sense of technology. Initially looking for that 119 to 120 to hold. That does not hold. We're going to be looking for 114 to 115 for support. But as that's speaking, we're seeing that chop mode, which we're just talking about, that kangaroo market that's kind of bouncing around here between the 89 and the 144 EMA, and really looking for those levels. Again, a breakout would be above 125, and a breakdown lower would be below 120 to 119 ish. So yeah. Sue's asking for AI. Yeah, we can look at AI. I haven't looked at that one for a minute. Ooh, yikes. Yeah, the thing has been very much beaten up here, making an all-time low today. That's never fun to see that. Ooh. Initially speaking here, the trend is still kind of going lower. I have to actually just get rid of the fibs here because it's not really helping us much here. You're just looking at that 5 and 8 moving averages, Sue. With the 5 and 8 moving averages in the short term, they're still pointing to the ground. We need to really see some kind of a base building or some leveling off here. There's not really much I can say here with AI. This is just kind of a continuously downward trend until we start seeing some levels to kind of level off here. FDX, is that FedEx? Yeah, they had earnings. Yeah. Ooh, they're nice. They're okay. They look like they're after hours. Let's see how it's going. Nice. Okay, they're breaking past that 273 to 275 range, which we're seeing kind of break out here, which is the fib level that we've previously seen. I kind of want to update this level here. It's probably going to be pretty much similar to what we just looked at here from the Fibonacci tree here, but yeah. So yeah, I like this level here. Potentially seeing it back above to 280 would be very substantial here. That's when it really saw that really market downward turn in the middle of December. We saw that really kind of just pull back here. It's kind of been pretty aggressively base building here with earnings coming out. That's pretty fantastic, going to the upside here. Again, looking to try to get back above 280 to try to test and break above and stay above that $300 range. Tomorrow, could AACG be sympathy play to run AA and E made after hours? I don't know how those two are connected. I don't know either what they do. Costco does rock, Pop. I love me some Costco. Again, with Costco, it has its moves. It does its thing. Whatever. I'm a long-term investor in Costco. Just gotta have to go with the flow here. It kind of failed here, kind of bouncing above, trying to get above that $33 range. Sorry, $330 range. Coming back down here again. This can easily come back down to 320 to 310. If it does come back below 300, I'm going to add potentially shares to it, because again, that would follow into my trading plan and my longer term outlook on that sense, on what we're looking at for. So, let's see here. Looks like the Nasdaq is only up 0.25 points or 2.5%. BLM. Oh, why is this not typing? BLMN. Yeah, another beautiful looking chart there, Dave. Like, you love, that's a beautiful looking trending start. The last couple ones, there's just beautiful trending. Very nice. K Thunder, what's up, dude? Let's see here. UWMC. Yeah, that initially speaking, this is trying to make some kind of recovery here. I would consider this a very short-term level of support here around 875. If that does not hold and we don't get that follow through with the 5 and 8 to cross through the 21 EMA, and we don't get a break above and stay above $10, that we could easily see it come down pretty substantially here. But yeah, this is kind of building some short-term support around 875 though. And then Tiger. Ooh, I haven't heard of that one for a while. That one was a gangbusters trading stock there. Wow. Yeah, that stock was on a lot of people's radars. Kind of coming down here, initially speaking, running into earnings. Be very mindful of that. Where less than 2 weeks out from earnings, so I'm always a little bit careful on trading options in that time frame, Thunder. If we initially see some short-term support coming in around $20.27, that would be the first level of support here. Level of resistance to the upside is really going to be coming in around 23.20 and then really significantly above 24.50. So that's going to be a Fibonacci level here at 24.50-ish to potentially see a breakout. Again, with earnings coming out towards the end of the month, be very mindful about that. QK, is it possible to check out Facebook lot if bullish options? Just curious. FB, yeah, we can look at FB. I have no personal opinion on it, but yeah, it's a very interesting stock. Again, I think I have been trading a couple like iron condors in it, because between them and Nvidia, this thing has just been trading sideways and at a pretty significant levels here. With the initial resistance to the upside, it's going to be around where we're currently kind of leveled off here, around 286 to around like the 290 range. Those are going to be the levels of potential overhead resistance. So what that means is we could see that level, kind of what we mean by resistance is when the stock tries to come up here, but it just kind of bangs against it and is just not able to kind of come through to really see that follow through. We need to see that volume kind of kick up and some really positive movement that could kind of kick it through here, because we haven't seen that $300 level, and when we have seen it, it hasn't really stayed there very much. But on the support side, initially speaking, the 286. Wow, did you guys hear that gust of wind? Wow, that was loud. That was really loud. So yeah, and sorry, initial support here in the short term is going to be around that 273, 275. And then around 268 would be the next level down there, QK. K Thunder says, Piton, yes. Piton, another stock that again has been somewhat pretty much forgotten about and just annihilated, I think. Again, this is the subscription bike fitness kind of platform that they're kind of building here. Of course, this was a fantastic stock during the still the pandemic and the very aggressive lockdowns that we've seen here in the United States. But ever since then, with the last earnings, has been kind of trending lower quite substantially here. We're looking for some initial support coming in around the 200 EMA, around 106 to 105. If we can't hold that, we could see this break here and break well below $100. So we're really looking for that 200 EMA to kind of give made sure it took its vitamins and it ate its Wheaties this morning to potentially see if that can hold us for the rest of the week at least. NIO is asking for Jason. Yeah, what is NIO doing? I haven't looked at this one for a little bit. Yeah, same kind of like a lot of the other EV stocks. Very aggressively pulling back here. Bounced off that 200 EMA initially. Now kind of failing here. Again, if we do see some short-term support coming around $40, if that $40 does not hold again, we could see it easily come back down to 35. But we need to see this trend to kind of to consolidate or try to break higher, would be getting it back above that $46 range there. Jared, what's up, my friend? Much love, to you. Nice to see you as well. Hit big. What? That was a big hit today. 100%. 100%. Tommy's asking for MP. Had a boost after. Yes, MP. Nice little move today. Love it. This is again a longer term trade for me as well. I know Alpaca. Alpaca, if you're watching, thank you for this one as well. I love it. Love it. Love it. What did it go up to? Around 40. Not too something. Yeah, pretty. That's a pretty substantial move. So it's kind of came back where it kind of opened up for today. So again, longer term chart on this one for me. Initially, some support would be coming around $40 initially. That's where I was going to be looking to potentially add or even add. You see kind of where my price alert was around 35. Adjusting this would be, I would come on how this kind of closes for the rest of the week here. So $35 is going to be some level of support we could see here, but with that price movement higher on earnings, we'll see how that comes in tomorrow. But we really haven't seen a substantial level above 45. So that could be a very significant resistance there. Jared's asking for UPST, put 5K yesterday and sold for 10.3 today. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Money, 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 money. Give a nice little, let me see here. You're going to get a chest bump for Jared. Nice little trade here. Wow. Upstart Holdings. Very nice, dude. Woo, baby. That's a pretty one. And he just went out and just bought the Hello Kitty out of that one. Wow. That was a hell of a bet there, Jared, and I'm glad it paid off for you, my friend. Initially speaking, the chart here, nothing too really to look at here. Again, with earnings that really had that really substantial push higher here. Initially looking for that breakthrough about 104, but that's a beautiful looking chart here. Again, we'll see if this continues coming into the rest of the week, but that's a pretty substantial price move going up again. Just look at the volume. The volume just today has basically trumps, no pun intended, literally the last it's the whole entirety of the stock. So a lot of shares were traded today. So yeah, wow. Long-term Disney entry. Again, long-term Disney, you're going to look here on most likely the weekly chart. So the weekly chart is coming into long-term entry for me would be around the 21 to the 34 EMA on the weekly chart. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, we can kind of look at potentially entering potentially around that 183 to 180 to 183 would be the 50 SMA, depending on what you define as long term. Thank you. You have been watching all and most of your videos. Thank you, K Thunder. What videos are your favorite? Do you like the live streams the most? Long-term ENPH, solar energy stock. Yeah, this one's been a little choppy here. Of course, energy has been hit pretty hard here because, again, it has a pretty large run up here. Initially speaking, if that 150 doesn't hold, we're looking for 142-ish, that level support there. Ken, look at Voyager Digital. What's the ticker for that one, Jared? VYGVF was $1 in December, and it's currently at 23. Love it, love it, love it. VYGVF. Is this the Voyager? Oh, wow. Wow. Nice trade there, my friend. Cheers, cheers, cheers. That is insane. Wow, that's a very aggressive looking chart here. Look at that. The 2134 has been holding very well, breaking out to an all-time high today again when the overall market has been down. Nice. Piton had some sad news today, reporting on a kid. Ooh, that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. I can't imagine that. Wow. I feel for the parents. I can't imagine that. Wow. That sucks. That sucks isn't even a word. That's terrible. Wow. That really hit me, Tommy. Wow. Whew, okay. God bless them. Snowflake at the lows. K Thunder looks like it's snow. Did it break its IPO low? I kind of like this, honestly. So, sorry, I'm still kind of shocked by the kid. Let me do this real fast. Yeah, 208. It's lows from like the IPO time frame. Again, very volatile times when a stock first comes out of IPO. But again, this is a stock that has had a lot of backing from very large institutionals and things like that. With that being said, the moving averages are still kind of aggressively pointing to the downward side. and it just hasn't really been the prettiest pattern here. Initially speaking here with earnings, again, really kind of just tank lower here again. I don't know the complete fundamental story here, Tommy, on Snow, but initially speaking, we could see a potential support coming around 215 to 210, which would be pretty significant on that low here. But if we do break that, that could be a potentially large catalyst to the downside there. Yeah, definitely don't buy USPS on a large upward move like that. That is a pretty phenomenal move there. Real quick question on HMA. What length of time frame is your favorite? H Health Management Associate. I don't know what that means. That's not loading for me, Boris. What time frame is my favorite? Is usually the daily chart. Yeah, daily chart 100%. K Thunders looking for PD. PD, yeah, this thing has been pretty significant again. Slightly bouncing off that 200 EMA. The 200 EMA, people don't have to cannot forget that. That's it's an initial support level here with earnings that just came out. So that $37 range is going to be a pretty significant level with earnings behind us. That could potentially feel how this comes through. I don't know what this company does. This sounds very familiar though. Provides digital operation management for companies offering software as a service, SaaS based company. Provides developers, DevOps. So is this kind of similar to like Frog? I don't know this one on the back of my head. Options Tempo. What's up, my friend? Good analysis. Thank you. Appreciate it. Snap to 50 cents within 3 months. No financial advice. K Thunder, yeah, I like to do more of the big options trades without 100%. Yeah. Shoot, what's up, dude? What's up? I transferred all my Coinbase. Yeah, I transferred all my Coinbase to Voyager Digital. Oh, I don't have that. Actually, all my Bitcoin in Tastyworks? I think all my Bitcoin's in Tastyworks. Oh, I got a new member. Hey, Febby, what's up, my friend? Thank you for becoming a live stream member. Let's give them all a round of applause. Nice. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Ken, did we do GDX gold miners? No, I have not done GDX yet. GDX, of course, people would think like, okay, so inflation's creeping in, which I'm not saying there is no inflation, but I'm saying if inflation does creep in, gold should be going up. Like that would be the thing, right? Like, or is Bitcoin the hedge of inflation? Who knows? At this point, we'll know after the fact, right? that's the fun thing in the market. It's always the Monday quarterbacking or the 2020 vision after the fact. So looking at the gold stuff, I kind of like it as a spec play. I know people are kind of sick of gold and blah blah blah, but the gold miners, we could see a potential level here. That 3350-ish range has been a pretty large bounce move in the past here. But initially looking, if that kind of starts closing below that on the weekly, on the close of the week here, really would potentially give it to like $33. And if that just closes below it, would potentially want to get out around $30 to $33, depending on what your expectations are. But if we do see some levels of support here, especially around that 33.50, that 36, you can kind of see the Fibonacci levels on the right-hand side here, which I kind of have potentially going up from there. What's my quick take on Bitcoin? I like it. Initially speaking here, We just kind of easily broke that easy trend that we talked about here and just continued grind higher. The next level, if we stay above that $53 rate, $53,000 range, would be 67. We haven't done GM yet. Let's go GM. Yeah, I love me some GM. This thing has been pretty much of a rocket ship here as well. This thing has really come through here. Really, again, a strong candidate for continuously growing here on the chart here. Again, if we look here to the weekly chart, this thing has, look what I highlighted here. GM has not done dog S word for so many years. Again, this is a weekly chart going back 3 years. This thing has done nothing. And then that bottom we saw within the pandemic, it has been a rocket ship and is breaking out to all-time highs and just continue to go and run. Initially speaking, I'm in this trade. Excuse me. Some short-term support will be coming around $57 to around the $55 would be the short level of support. Some significant more support will be coming to the 34 to the 50 SMA around 52-ish. But the level, if we want to see this trend continue, would be around $68. Yeah, 68. Can you kindly take a look at SLB? Thanks. Is that Schlumberger? I love it. Love it. Love it. I think we talked about this one, Brad. I think it was you, right, who asked about this one on the previous live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe. I would greatly, actually, don't even subscribe, just hit the like button. Or if you don't want to hit the like button or don't feel like wasting the finger power, just dial your favorite pizza delivery guy or gal and get a pizza. Anyways, I love pizza. I could talk about pizza for days. I just got a pizza oven out in the backyard, those little like umi ones. It's like my like a 12 to 13 inch pizza. Fantastic. Anyways, talk about gas. Let's talk about Schlumberger. Looking for some initial support around 34 EMA here, which is around that current level what we're looking at here. If we do see a bounce, but again, with energy and the overall energy sector that has been pulling back here a little bit, I think a lot of people are like, hey, maybe we have moved up too fast too soon. Initially speaking, that if we don't hold here, we do see some significant more support coming around $26.50 to around $26. If that does not hold, we can easily see a break lower here to around 24-ish. But depending on what your time horizon is, my friend, a break below the 50 normally, and if it continues to go lower, I kind of get out there as quick as possible, though. Let's see here. Okay, wow, a lot of people are coming in today. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Jared, pizza. Yes, thank you for the $10, Jared. I do greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, shoot. I do terrible with the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I am so sorry. Can you do a proud I have my Fibonacci retracements on my thing? I love the Fibonacci. Thank you, Jared, for using the Fibonacci numbers. They are like, it's pretty insane. They're very helpful. Again, they're not like a sole go for it kind of thing, but yeah. Jared says, I'm down for these three 15K respectively. IWCB, they are all day trades and got real quick as the market dropped. Yeah, I do terrible with day trades. I am terrible. The man, the myth, the legend. Ken, can you send us your Thinkorswim chart setup load? I think I've shared that already, haven't I? Nick, are you in the Discord? I don't have another. Well, I guess I can open another browser, but I don't want to waste other people's time. But if you want to ping me in Discord, I will gladly give that to you, or comment on one of the videos. I think I can link it. It's on one of the videos I did in December regarding about charts. Bank stocks, someone says. Yeah, I love me some bank stocks. So we're gonna just look at XLF. Yeah, making an all-time high today and just continue to climb here, looking for that $35 to kind of break here. That's going to be a pretty significant Fibonacci level to kind of see here. So if we can see this momentum kind of continue here, we can easily see that break up to stay above that $35 range. They have been making a pretty aggressive move here, holding that 5 and 8 moving averages. Initially, we do see a pullback in the short term around $34-ish, but then we can easily see it back around $33.50 on that support around the 21 EMA. Moving average, sorry, what length? 20, 50, I think my time frame, sorry about the confusion. I don't remember the question, Boris, I'm sorry. Oh, no, shoot. MJ, your message got restricted. What did you say? Okay, sorry, this is going crazy. Hold on. Hold on, the chat's not updating here. Hold on. Okay, let me just go here. Jared says clean energy is definitely the president election's best movements around business. Fibonacci changes are not a definitely answer to answer questions, but they do have a defined options to understand. Yeah, exactly. It's all about probability. I want people to understand that. Whoever said share charts, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I can share. I don't want to look it up right now. I don't want to waste everyone's time, but I'll do it. Hey, could you check out PLTR? Hey, give Ken $5 3 months ago to make a 3-year thinkorswim vid, and I don't believe he's ever made it. I did make it. Hold on, I'm gonna find it now. I'm gonna find it here. I need to link these things a little bit better here. Let's see here. Your channel. Videos. It was with me in the little lower right hand side. Where was it? It's gonna be. Aha! There we go. There we go. Look at that. Boom. This is my thinkorswim chart setup I just posted in the section down below here. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful. I can do an update one. We can do a live stream on Saturday or something like that, and we can just literally just talk about chart setups. We can do that if people want. Yeah, let's look at PLTR again real fast. A lot of people love that stock, of course. Why wouldn't you? Initially speaking here, PLTR, very much kind of like chop, chop, chop. Of course, that's the name of the live stream today. Just really seeing the market just kind of capitulate, kind of chop, chop, chop. Initially speaking, looking for some support to come in around 23 to 22.50. If that don't hold, we can easily see a break back down lower to that $20-ish range. But on the bullish case, once again, I am on the bullish side of this one. Speaking my own book here, would love to see it kind of close above $27. Mushroom stocks? I don't know too many mushroom stocks. Greg says, Ken, what are your levels of support for PayPal? Levels of support for PayPal? Sure. Initially speaking, we did not really kind of break above 250 here. and we're still kind of below the 50 SMA and the 21 EMA currently speaking here. So initially speaking, that 89 EMA would be your first level of support here, which we have kind of closed below that. But the next level of support would be around the 224, let's just call it 225, and then easily to the 214-ish range as well to potentially see on if things do level off in around those ranges there. XLF can definitely pull back without a doubt. Are there people actually buying enough who aren't holding XYV calls right now? I do terrible with buying any of the fear gauges or any of the stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, Jared, I like PayPal. I have a long-term position in PayPal. This thing has been completely beautiful. I like it, honestly, personally, a little bit better than Square because, again, I think Square kind of created a little bit of a divot in its section. But again, PayPal has just been continuously iterating. I use PayPal more than I do Square, actually. So it's more like a user kind of thing. So I understand the product better and how it works and the fundamentals behind it. So both the fintech companies, I think they're going to be just doing just fine here. I do really do believe that. Two stocks that I would hold for 5 years: PLTR and Tesla. Most of the position is around 245 to 250. Yeah, so you're somewhat newer into this one. So yeah, initially speaking, this thing has been beat down because, again, this thing went down to $82 in the low of last year and has been climbing up to well over 300. It's due for some kind of a pullback here. Again, it's kind of in a weird range because it is a tech company, but it also is a financial company. Again, I think financial companies will be doing pretty well in the near future. Again, there more and more people are going less to the banks. PayPal and Square and IPOE are all going to do pretty well. I think so. MUN.V, no idea what that is. I don't know if I can even pull that one up. I.V. Yeah, it's not going to be found. I don't know what exchange is that trading on there, Ben. XLE, DBX, let's see here. DBC. Yeah, this is, ooh, wow. Yeah, it's like the ETF, it's an energy. That really got hit hard today. Again, with the energy pull that back that we saw overall here. Initially speaking, it did cut to the 34 EMA pretty substantially here. So we are going to be looking for some support potentially coming in around 1620 to 1650 here. MJ says, I started typing, messing it up, and then I retracted it. Oh, I do that all the time, MJ, so don't feel bad. And we're not going to make fun of your spelling because I misspell everything as well. Trust me. I'm terrible spelling. Fab G is asking, Ken, IPOE versus money loan, which, in your opinion? So I don't know money fuse. I know much substantially more about IPOE. So I'm going to go with what I know. And I'm not going to say it's better than what you said because I don't know the other one. But initially speaking here, looking for some support around $17 with IPOE. If that doesn't hold here, again, the SPACs have been hit very hard. Initially speaking, I haven't heard anything since then, but they were looking to close this deal from making a SPAC into the actual merger of SoFi to really see this one to close by the end of this month. But that was a couple weeks old news, so we'll see on how that kind of formates from that. But I like IPOE a lot. Robinson, hey Ken, can you get your thoughts on LIXT swing? Swing, baby, swing. Yeah, this is a pharmaceutical company. This looks like too much like there's not much going on here for me. This is, again, has to be very much derived to the fundamental story and then like kind of stuff behind it. There's not much I could say on this one. IMR IGC may be low risk sympathy plays to JN. Let's see here. IMRN. Yeah, there's nothing much going on here. This is just like the charts that I choose to trade are like kind of trending. Yeah, these are just very much just like little bloops on the Richter scale here. Jason's asking for the live stream stuff. Greg, hey Greg, thank you for coming a member. Let's give a round of applause for the old Greg. We're giving him a nice little dancey dance here. Show him some love here. Appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. And Greg, if you hit me up on Discord if you haven't already, and I'll get you set up in there too as well. If anyone wants 3x, check Stream Corporation. Ken, thanks for your reviews. AGCT, please. AGTC. At least you said please. Yeah. So on the chart here, I cannot see anything here because there's no levels I can really talk about. It's just been flat, and it has a little spook up on potentially clinical data earnings or something like that. This is going to be, you have to understand the fundamental story more than the chart on a lot of the pharmaceutical stuff. Think of going in on Tesla tomorrow. There's much of it. Incision Tech will be recovering. Lizard King, is that from that sounds very familiar. Tesla, yeah. Tesla hasn't been a fun one. This has been a very, very choppy market for Tesla. Has not really got back above the 21 EMA, which would be kind of breaking. Why do I have 3 alerts here? That's insane. Whoops, I didn't mean to cancel all those. If it really needs to get back above $700, Tesla really needs to see be above $700. We'll see on how the market comes in tomorrow. I think we could easily potentially not see more red, but we could see some more selling potentially coming in the morning, and we'll see on how the overall day kind of closes up. So if we do see some more of the bulls coming in towards the end of the day, we could see that kind of like the little nice little bull run there. Initially speaking, if Tesla continues going down and we see the lack of buyers coming in, we can easily see it come right back down to 600. So depending on what your time horizon is and what you're trading here, make sure you have a plan before you enter any of the trades here, ladies and gentlemen. By a plan, meaning you have a plan on your target 1 and target 2, maybe even 3 targets to the upside if you're going long. And then you also have a potential levels of where things could be going if things go sour. So it's like some kind of a stop loss and things like that. If there is 44 marbles in a bag of 10 and they're back 7 of them green marbles, and the probability of getting a green marble. What? What are you talking about, Jared? What the heck? You have approximately 6% chance of pulling a green marble. I like Ken, Jared. Jared, thank you for the $20, dude. Thank you. That can buy me a nice, a lot of pizza dough with that one. I appreciate that. Does quadruple witching ever take the market go up, or is it always a sell-off? So I talked to Ryan within the Discord this morning about the Pitbull low, but the Pitbull low is a little bit different from the quadruple witching. So the quadruple witching is normally, people say, oh, it's volatility, which mostly is a sign for chop or downward market. So yes, normally the larger witching expirations of not just options expirations, normally you do see some chop, but especially with the amount of volume that we could be seeing with moving all those contracts out, yeah, it's definitely something we can see without a doubt. And really seeing that kind of play out. So normally we could see some more red coming into Friday, but we would like to kind of see that level off by Monday afternoon to Tuesday morning. But yeah, BNGO reports on Tuesday. Ooh, I know people love that one. That is a interesting one. Again, earnings, like you said, coming on Tuesday, very much of a coin flip, so I have to be very mindful about that. But looking to kind of get it back above $9.50 to $10. It has been kind of recovering here, potentially just kind of cruise controlling, coming into its level here, just kind of just chilling here, and potentially trying to see it kind of how it reacts into earnings. So that's going to be a pretty large catalyst for it, though. I love roulette. I don't know what roulette is. Is it the casino game? V rockets for HEPH. Wait, so did I say that? HEPA. Okay. Yeah. You guys love these pharmaceutical stocks. Again, the pharmaceutical stocks, again, unless you have an underlining, like, fundamental story behind it, they're very, very difficult to chart out because, again, unless you have a trend here. But again, initially speaking, it's a little bit easier to look at this one because, again, it is below the 200 EMA. We really need to see that back above $3. Again, this thing probably has been, this thing has been completely cut down here. I don't know how it's been trading here, but that $3 range is got that 200 EMA to really look out for there. Jared, 100%. You need to put that on a bumper sticker. Life is just a good fresh breath of air, a good stretch, and gratitude. Man, Jared, you're full of knowledge. Let's see here, a couple more. Kindly look at the market was been more going down because of oil, not bonds, but we'll see tomorrow. Again, yeah, people can tie different labels or tags on why the market could be going lower. But we all have to agree on something. The market did go lower, right? So I think we can all agree on that. It could be because of growth going out of favor. It could be inflation. It could be the 10-year yield. It could be oil and gas being hit. It could be a smorgasbord of different things. But what I normally just always come down to and tie and pinpoint on it is basically price action. Price action, volume speaks volume. Yeah, I think a lot of people do look for quadruple witching for potentially getting deals, depending on if you have a list prior. So normally it's not a surprise that quadruple witch was happening because we know way ahead of time. So this happens 4 times a year. So this is the first time out of it's gonna happen 3 more times this year, ladies and gentlemen. So that's not gonna be coming to any surprise to anyone, I hope. So have some dry powder. Again, we've talked about this on multiple live streams. Like, we've just seen this continuously just chop, 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 chop in the market. So looking here at the Nasdaq, we've just not seen that significant support levels and kind of breakthrough. Let's just kind of tie this to the QQQs to kind of give a better understanding here and kind of bring this out here. Initially speaking here, so what do I mean by a trend? We're not really above the 50 SMA here, which would on the QQQ would be around 320. We're below that. Okay, we've hit that level twice the last 2 days, but kind of really dropped off from that, especially today. So really coming in tomorrow, I would love again. I don't like to hope. Hoping's not a trading strategy, but probability I would like to see it stay above 310. Intraday, it could probably go lower, but I want the QQQ to at least close tomorrow above 310. That would be kind of help with my bullish thesis going forth there. And that really would kind of come in that 308 range on the weekly chart. But again, anything could drive this market lower. Again, it could be the talking heads on CNBC talking about something. It could be the bond market moving things around. It's so difficult to kind of like pinpoint why the market's lower. You just have to kind of go with what the market gods give you. Jared, $2 for cheese. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. PEP, please. Is that PepsiCo? Yeah, interesting one. This is actually quite interesting. Why is this one? Theoretically, you would think this one would be doing a little bit better due to the fact of being somewhat of a safer yield. But maybe people kind of got this kind of kicked up as a stay-at-home play. That is something very interesting to see. I would think this would be kind of trading higher here. But we do have some initial support around 129 to 130 here. If we can kind of level off here, but being mindful, we do have earnings coming out the 4:15, so it's a little bit far away, so not substantially far away, but it does have a little bit of time. It's kind of strange because we just had earnings on the second. That doesn't seem right. Did they change something up there? That's a little weird. But yeah, Pepsi, we've seen this 130 level hold multiple times. We saw it hold back here during the summertime. We saw it hold here back in the September-ish timeframe, and now we're potentially going to be seeing it hold here at this level here as well. So yeah. Nice, right? Ken grows a beard. Someone call the Costco commercial department. We need that. If Costco, I need to update my thing of just aspiring Costco affiliate. Jared, another 10. Jared, you don't have to do this, dude. I appreciate it. You don't have to do this. Ken, this $2 promise will give you to look at the roulette wheel and the basic principles of probability. Okay. I will look. Speaking of the roulette wheel, I hope everyone has seen the wheel that I've created for some of the silly speculative trades that we could do. Let's see here. Amazon could be big time. They signed the NFL deal for Thursday night football games. I already thought they had that, Jason. Didn't they already have that? NNDM has helped produce an RF cred, whatever that is. They're just sent an International Space Center. Yeah, NNDM. This is like one of the Kathy Woods, like her smorgasbord of 3D printing companies. With NNDM here, we're kind of seeing a pretty, I want to call it a dead cat bounce. Yeah, so what a dead cat bounce is, meaning you had a huge run up and then you have a very steep sell off, and then you just kind of bounce at normally at a Fibonacci level or the 50% retracement, and then you kind of come back lower and actually break past that lower band. So initially speaking, we could be seeing some chop here because, again, this is a pretty volatile stock. We had earnings that did boost up pretty substantially on earnings. So looking at the price targets we could see here, we would like to see it above 11.25, and then basically 11.25 to around $9.50 could be the potential price level to kind of see on how it plays out, and very just kind of choppy in between those two markets here. So we could see that kind of play out here. Initially speaking, this had a pretty substantial move last year into this year, and this pretty strong correction has, again, tied to the market overall, and it hasn't really been an underlying thing. They made multiple stock offerings on the way up there, so be very mindful they do have a lot of cash on hand to potentially spend and acquire companies. Ken, how did you acquire your knowledge, and did you study finance? Did I study? So again, I'm dyslexic, so I did go to college. I did get a master's degree. I did study business stuff in school. I studied actually healthcare business, and I did take a couple. It's kind of funny because I was having a conversation with someone in the in Discord today, they asked on if I took any classes, and I said not really. It's mostly I just read books and learned the hard way. I've read a lot of books, and just not just like the Market Wizard books and a couple options book. I've just read so many different books regarding about everything about probabilities to all kinds of things going forth. But knowledge has just been all the mistakes I've done over the years, and I still make mistakes today I made like 2 mistakes because I was kind of day trading things, and I was being stupid and I lost some money. I don't like to lose money, but it happens. But and day trades, no. Ken, don't do day trades. But yeah, just somewhat of the school of hard knocks there. Amazon keeps messing with a Teladoc stock, but the good thing is I keep buying it at 180 and keep selling it at the 130. It's cool. I do it all over and over. 230. Okay, yeah, Teladoc, yeah, T-Doc, the the wonderful Kathy Wood just really bought the Hello Kitty out of this one the last coming days. And has been on this very substantial dip here. That 180 range has been pretty level of support here, like Jared's talking about here. That has been come down multiple times, and really seeing that level potentially to kind of pay off here if it does not continue to bleed lower. If it do see it close and substantially gap down, we do have some initial support on those parabolic SAR dots around 175 there, though. Yeah, long term, but again, Lord running for long term. From what I like to do, I don't like to put in. Let's say you want to put in $1,000 or $5,000 in your overall position. I don't like to just to put the whole amount all the way in. Like I want to be somewhat strategic of like, okay, I'm going to put in 25% right now. And then depending if earnings are coming up, if it goes lower, I can add another 25% and kind of incrementally add it like that. Because again, from my perspective, again, if you're longer term, you want to build like an even cost basis. Because again, you just don't want to put it all in one day. You kind of want to spread it across. Even if it's like 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how the market moves, it's easier than just doing it in one single day. That's just my opinion. Ken, what's your highest dono? I don't even know, Jared. I have no idea. I think you probably have it. You've donated more than I think I ever had in one single thing, so you have it. Amazon is going to go off at open. This is the catalyst we needed. Yeah, I love Amazon. I'm knee deep in NNDM. Yeah, a lot. NNDM definitely has a lot of potential. If anyone's looking into Amazon, buy it before the 3,500 this summer. Yeah, I own Amazon stock as well. I like Amazon. The $3,000 range is pretty significant level of support. So looking here on the chart, so $3,000 level kind of falls in right into that 200 EMA here. So that level is going to be there as well. Thank you, Lord. Appreciate it. Jared, thanks for being kind to everyone. Tommy's asking for AMC. AMC, yes, of course, AMC right up there with the short squeezes of GameStop. Of GameStop stock, kind of the short squeeze, Wall Street bets kind of thing. Again, the trend is still moving higher here. I think a lot of people are still it's a reopen play. The earnings was great. They're refinancing and the debt stuff. Initially speaking here, looking for that 1640 would be the next level of the Fibonacci tree to be hit. But initially speaking, 1330 would be the short-term support, and then some more support coming around $12-ish. Um, my humble opinion, I don't think AMC will hit $20 again. I don't know. Like a fundamental speaking, it's been beat down like a lot. Like I don't even know how it's recovered here, but I think the momentum it has behind it, on the folks that are on it, I think it could drive it up there though. Sadly, the market is about checking half an hour by half an hour, and those movements are where the real deals are made. Yeah, what do you? I think, are you talking about like your check half an hour by half an hour? You talking about more like a day trading there, Jared, or you talking about the longer term play? I don't quite understand that. I might have missed something. Do you think that PLTR will eventually go to Mars or beyond? Yes, I do. I love PLTR. I'm no longer own PLTR stock. I would like to say that I believe that is long run, but if you're willing to hold for 5 years, you should be rewarded, in my opinion. Yes, 100%. I think PLTR would be. Man, I bought AMC at 650 on the flat top breakout after hours on January 26th to DD spiked to 13 pre-market. Did not sell TD till 7 a.m. and then it dropped to $8. Hey, you still made a profit though, right? Um, Thoughts on Apple? I've heard concerns about its missing earnings. Walker, it has earnings coming out. I like Apple. I think Apple's going to be still a fantastic company again. The people are Apple, I think, has to really potentially try to prove itself again, and really see it kind of a breakout from those levels again, in the sense of like, guess what? It still makes the best phone. It makes some of the best laptops and desktops for a lot of people. Still on the pricier side, but yeah. Um, Everyone loves their AirPods. I've never used them. I don't think, I think I've tried them in my ear. They just don't fit. But that being said, I don't think Apple's going anywhere. I think Apple has so much cash on hand that they can just start acquiring companies. I know that's not really their forte, but that 120 to 115 range has been pretty strong support in that level here. But speaking not even just on the chart here, we look here on the Analyze tab. Wow, look, I didn't even know Market Edge and the research team says reduce and avoid. That's really interesting. What we're seeing here, free cash flow per share is $3, okay? And we see revenue, current is basically 1.9-ish. The average 3 years 6.1 and 5 years is 3.2. So it is substantially still continuously growing here. So it's not like it's flatlining anyway. Again, it's just kind of getting somewhat of a pullback due to the market that we're seeing here. How much do you like Amazon? Could it go up tomorrow on the news of info? It definitely can. Like, I'm not saying it can't go up, but I don't trade, Jason, on like a day time frame because again, I just do terrible. My fat fingers don't allow me to day trade. So I did it today a little bit and I made trades on the first two trades, but then I lost and gave it all back on one trade because I just got my emotions take over. I do terrible with day trading. And I know it. That's the problem. Like, I know my disadvantages. That's the one key point that a lot of people need to understand with trading. Like Jared here in the chat does fantastic on trading his ideas and his way of looking at the charts and so forth. So it's very important that he trades his plan. Like, I can't just give Jared my stocks and my viewpoints and expect him to trade it like that. You really have to figure out what your strengths and what your weaknesses are as a person. Okay, and like I'm dyslexic and I don't read the chart or the numbers really fast, so I can't make really like these crazy second to 10-second decisions. I like a little bit more drawn out things. I like the longer term side of things. This is the way my mind works. It doesn't mean I'm a fault at that. I'm just better at trading longer term time frames than I am trading intraday. I know multiple people that make a lot of money in intraday and just day trading, but I've tried it. I failed at it. I can't do it. You just got to know. You got to know your limits. But what do you think about ENVB? I can't really add too much of this. Again, this has been, again, it looks like this is a pharmaceutical stock. Bioscience. Okay. Yeah, very much this chop. You do see these spike ups, but it's on most likely news driven stuff. So it's going to be those catalysts that can really kind of see this move. Brian, AMD has really been getting crushed lately with some much positions, things going on from there. What are your thoughts? Yeah, Brian, I did talk about this towards the beginning of the stream. I did cut, not today, but previously, some of my call options in AMD, and I still have my stock long-term positions and then a couple leaps. But yeah, this thing, the 200 EMA, if that doesn't hold around $78, we could see some potential pain coming in there. Do you regularly water your plant behind me? I think I do, or my wife does it, I think. I don't know, actually. I should probably water it. I should test the soil. Jared says, this is one remedy if you hug your daughter on the foot and she has to be on one foot, can hop. What? This is the only remedy if you hug your daughter. Oh, I see. That's funny. I failed for day trading for 10 years. Hey, that takes a lot to admit there. It's difficult. Day trading, I can't do it. I don't have the emotional and then the resilience for it. Let's see here. Ken, I started investing 4 months ago, and I've been average down on Tattoo Chef now. That feels like I am average price 22. What do you think of long term of Tattoo Chef? Yeah, we did talk about this one a little bit. So Tattoo Chef has had, looking at this the technical sides, I know the fundamental story. I know what business it's in. I know it's like in a hyper growth, like dry frozen foods. And being on the healthier side, of course, being on the trend of more people eating healthier, people being at home more people cooking, blah, 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 blah. Initially speaking here, we're going to be looking for some short-term support around 2150 to around 2050. So between those two ranges is going to be some levels of support. Looking here on the weekly chart, again, very, very, very choppy market again. Not my most favorite again. I hope that you're invested across multiple different other stocks and different industries. I don't want to be putting all your cash into one particular position because, again, a lot of people put all their cash into Nikola. I'm just joking. I don't know a lot of people that did that, but people did. Initially speaking here, we're looking for that, again, that $21 to $20 to hold here initially. If that does not hold, we're looking for 19. But with earnings behind us, it did kind of pop up here, but we are seeing, again, a lot of volatility the last couple of days, aka that chop. With that being noted, and looking for, again, that some resilience of the trend here would be really trying to break it back up to that 2460-ish range there to potentially see that level to be met there. GK, what's up, my friend? Brian J's asking for GE. Let's look at GE. Yeah, GE, interesting one. Of course, they talked about selling their division. Huge gap down. we talked about it. We posted about it on the Discord, and I shared a couple of trade ideas on it on the charts. Looking for that again. I was initially looking for around that higher 11s to $12 to hold. It did, and now bounced off pretty much higher here, and looking to get back into the trend here above the 21 EMA, and looking to would like to see this close for the end of the week at least above 13, and to see this kind of play out here. Initially speaking here, it has been a little bit choppy here with the overall market volatility here, but if the trend wants to continue, we're going to be looking for that next target around $15. Blank check goes Amazon's tomorrow to 365. Sure, let's go. Yeah, Jared, you go for 5. You go for the bangers. My blind prediction for Amazon finishes at 3-1. Today I made 5 trades on Apple, QQQ, Amazon, and instead made $608 instead of buying puts, and could made way more. Nice. Yeah, short-term trades, I'm difficult. Yeah, risk is very much involved in it. Like some people like to sell puts, so selling puts is your risk to reward is substantially smaller, but you're looking for that consistency and kind of getting that comfort zone. eBay trending higher. Let's look at eBay. I haven't looked at that one for a while. Yeah, eBay's trying to bounce here. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I like this kind of play here. Looking for this again, that 144 EMA here to kind of see that potentially move higher here with the 5 and 8 kind of crossing over here. Looking on the weekly chart, yeah, looks pretty interesting. Again, short-term support coming in around that 57.75 range, so we could see that potential level to hold. Yeah, this looks pretty interesting. I actually kind of like it. And really seeing that potentially break up to that $61 range. Yeah, depending on what you're looking at it there. Yeah, I like it a lot. Sadly, I believe I'm going to be becoming a inheritable day trader. I believe that I will be 5 to 10 million. You go for it. You go for it, Jared. You make that money. Any good risk for stocks cheap to invest in to try to double? I only own ETFs and I've been getting crushed lately. Yeah, Edward, yeah, ETFs are definitely going to be hit with the overall market depending on what sector you're coming into. Any good risk stocks for cheap to invest to try to double? I don't look at it like that. To try to make a quick double or make a double out of it. I think a lot of things could double. But nothing really comes to my head. I kind of a little bit late for me on what right now. Thoughts on CCJ? Appreciate it a lot. Yeah, Reddit. You know I love my CCJ. That thing is continued to still trend higher here. We're looking for, again, it came down to short-term support. It can come easily back down to 1675, even 1624, and I'll still like it. The trend is I'm really want to see this break above 20 and really initially test a 2142 with this trend to continue again. Somewhat getting pretty much dinged today, but yeah, that the 1663 is going to be a pretty substantial level if we do kind of come back here, but yeah. With all the chop, any dividend plays to set it and forget for a while? I don't do very well with dividend stocks, honestly, Greg. Again, by sit and forget it, are you talking about like 5 years sit and forget it, or just in like the short term, the idea of just like maybe a couple months of just collecting some dividend? Like, I don't know too much about like the REITs and stuff. We'll see I need to do more research on those. Definitely like the REITs and the different factors that what those could compound and really give a nice little return from those. Just as Ken, for you and the viewer, CLIS with my 3 to 6 month plan. Please look at the check stream chart for those looking for those biscuits. My success in 6 months ago, I put in 10K, and today I'm 68 in the market. Nice. Yeah, you made a killing there, my friend. CLIS. Yeah, this. I hear you, Jared, but I have rules, and this could go. I hear you. I hear you. I really do. This could be very much like a 1 to 2% of the portfolio to kind of see it be considered a spec play. Sadly, I'm not able to allocate more than that on a particular speculative trade because, again, and it is a penny stock, so it kind of would be coming to maybe the 1% of the portfolio. So that would be a little over like $1,000 I could put into this. But well, yeah, I appreciate it. I'll write it down actually. Tommy's asking for CCIV. Apparently, they're saying the luxury model is almost fully reserved. Yeah, I want CCIV to really do well. Like, of course, you're seeing the fleet and trucking companies like Nikola and Ride really just fall to the wayside. But CCIV's actually got real people behind it, and I think it's kind of getting stuck in like this SPAC manipulation / scams kind of stuff. Little misunderstood here on the move down here. With that note here, we are looking for some initial support. If it does come back to 2264, that could be a good risk to reward, Edward. So like if you're looking at something like this, we could see potential support here. Again, this one is very much, again, very speculative. There has looking at the chart, there is no earnings. There is no real history on this one. A very speculative play, trying to compete against large car markets. They're going to try to compete against Tesla. They're going to try to compete against, of course, the higher end companies, the Mercedes-Benz, the BMWs, the Audis, the Lexus. They're going to try to compete against these very prominent luxury car manufacturers in a very tough industry. So kudos to them. I hope for the best. Could be very much a spec play, though. Yes. Not for the best year. Only ETFs apparently $5,000 invested, and I've only made $50. Oh, just okay. Yeah, I don't know what ETFs you're in then. If you only made $50. Space. Yeah, this thing has been. Has ARC-X been announced? If it had, like, I think space has to be an ARC-X, right? Like, they must be accumulating at these levels here. Initially speaking, that $30 range could be some level of support here. Kind of be that new level of support. That old level of support was around 20, but now we're potentially looking for 30. I kind of like it here. This, again, very much a spec play as well, though. Ken, do you personally buy the dips? No, I don't. I didn't actually. The last couple of weeks, I haven't bought too much of anything, to be quite honest. Like on my longer term account, I did add to Costco, and I just kind of been trading ever like a little bit, just selling some premium in it, but I haven't been buying too much. Your favorite copper stock? Is Val considered copper or Freepoint McMoran? Those are my favorites. Nice. 420 shares at 33 and 34. That's very nice. CCL. Yeah, we can look at CCL. Then I'm going to call it a night on that one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for coming out. CCL, of course, this is Carnival Cruise Line. Kind of coming back here. We're seeing some potential level of resistance here, K, at the the $30 range. Again, cruises, the reopening play, this is a very significant on the reopening and traveling coming back to normal. So we're looking at the potentially to kind of go higher. I honestly believe this has run up just a little bit too fast. It's coming down to the shorts level support around 28. If we do see a pullback intraday to 26.78 to even 25.50, that could be somewhat normal here. I think that could be happening, but also we could kind of consolidate here and just kind of trade below 30 as well. It's really going to be kind of coming down to how the overall market reacts tomorrow and coming into Monday, and really seeing on how that plays out there. Ken's got these rules. He's a little bit unsure on where his sure tightness in his underwear might be. Oh God, guys, love you. Guys, on that note, let's kind of look at the overall market here. Let's look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq still flat. We're looking for the Nasdaq. Let's just look at it on the QQQs. So coming in tomorrow, especially when the market opens, we could see some more selling without a doubt here. Looking for that 89 EMA. Really want to see Friday just close above at least 310. And we want to see that 310 to hold here. Then transitioning to the SPY here, we could easily see this one pull back here as well. Initially, SPY has been performing substantially better than the QQQ or the Nasdaq. So if we do see a pullback here to the 390 to 389, that could easily also happen if the market wants to capitulate. But potentially, again, looking for that to be that level of support here to maybe hold in the short term. And then let's just look at IWM, which is the Russell. This one has been performing substantially better, not really seeing that much capitulations of that, but in that sense, this has already hit the 21 EMA, but we've seen this one come down to the 50 or 34. So that $221 would be that level of support. We would like to see it close above come tomorrow. Any set and forget stocks for 10 years, PLTR and Tesla. Jared, that is very good sound advice. Don't buy 70% of what the market buys. It's hard to hold till the pop. Yes, 100%. But it really kind of comes down to your conviction rating and so forth there. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I hope you a wonderful evening, a fantastic night. I know it's a little bit late here on the East Coast, but let's just see how the market opens up tomorrow. And if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe. Yeah, whatever. Join the Discord. Do your thing. And I want to thank the two new members who was Greg and G coming into the membership. I greatly appreciate it, guys. And of course, Jared, thank you for the wonderful pizza money that I'll be experimenting with different kind of doughs and recipes on my new pizza stone within my pit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.